guys, Dave here. Thanks for coming back to my channel. Today I was coming out here working on the compost for planting the garden, and I thought, you know, I'm new to this. Other people might want to learn too. So here we go. I've already kind of started, but let me get you caught up. This is our composting bin we got from the city, discounted rate. And what we did is all last year we threw everything in here that was, you know, plant-based, no meat or bones or anything like that, but plant-based stuff. All of our kitchen scraps, the yard waste. Make sure if you throw in the yard waste, it's not that you fertilized recently, because that's, you know, chemicals put in there. So just all your good, clean, compostable stuff. And I put them in here, and I did mix it up, added a bunch of water. I had a book that came with the bin that told me how to get started. Well, that happened over the whole year last year. Now, obviously springtime here in Minnesota, I've decided to go through and take a look at it. And what I started to do is the stuff on top still needed to be compostable still. So put a tarp here, and that stuff I scooped on there because that isn't completed enough to use. I then got to the bottom of this stuff, and down here we got a lot of good dirt. There are some sticks and branches in there that I don't need, so I get that out of there. I don't want that in the soil. And I am occasionally finding some parts that are not quite composted all the way yet, so I throw that into that pile. And the good stuff I'm scooping over into the wheelbarrow. So, as we're gonna get started on this project, I'll give you some details about how it went along the way. Hope you enjoy the video. All right, up close here on the dirt, what I've done is I've scooped in a bunch of it into here, and as I've been going, I've been kind of sorting with my hands. It's probably more than a person would need to do, but I'm doing this to really see what the dirt has turned out like. Again, I'm finding pieces of sticks and chunks that maybe should have never ended up here in the first place. I know sometimes you can put in bigger chunks that kind of aerates it so it composts better, but of course I don't want that in my garden now. So any of the sticks that did not go away into dirt, any of the chunks I'm sorting through, just getting rid of the stuff I don't want in the garden. And again, you could probably put this in and it wouldn't hurt a thing, but I want to make sure. Oh, there's an old avocado not done composting yet. Some eggshells in here too, that's okay. But again, you want to go through it just to make sure everything is ready to plant the garden. The further I get down into this barrel, the less warm it is, which makes me think the stuff down here is done decomposing. It's all, you know, good dirt at this point. I'm still going to go through it, still going to make sure there's not a lot of sticks and stuff in it. Pretty soon I'm going to go get it mixed ready for the garden. All right, I've got a wheelbarrow full taken care of already. Now I'm getting towards the bottom. My particular composting bin had pieces that I could take it apart on the sides, so I could actually get down right to the side of the dirt hill. I know some people complain about the smell of a compost bin. Mine has never really had a problem as long as I keep it good and mixed up. There's no bad odors at all, no bugs or animals digging into it. And this stuff right here smells like great dirt. Really, really good earthy smell to it. Found these gloves are great. They're Gorilla Grip gloves. Really nice working for the working in the yard gloves. They've got kind of a protective coating on this side, lets it breathe on the back side. Perfect for digging through a whole bunch of compost. Sometimes you find really cool stuff. This, I believe, is a mango pit. You know, like I said, we throw almost everything that's good, clean vegetable garbage into the compost, even though it doesn't decompose right away or even over a year. Check that out. We can split it open. Maybe I can go plant a mango tree. All right, looks like I'm on the last step of the compost bin here. I'm going to pull out the other half of the shell, clean up the rest into the wheelbarrow. Being careful not to scoop up the stuff that was on the ground, the mulch chunks and everything. My particular compost bin did have a door that you can open up to get at some of the rich stuff on the bottom if you only need to use a little bit throughout the year, so that was kind of a nice feature. Another quick note about the composting. Throughout the year, it was invaluable to have a pitchfork. So much better than a shovel for turning the mulch throughout the year to get it to compost better. Way better to have a pitchfork. So if you don't have one, invest in one. those of you who are just starting a compost bin, a couple of things to consider. Make sure you're kind of near the hose because it's important to add water to it every once in a while when you're mixing it in. So that's a good point to have. And I like to have it in a place where my side door was able to get in and out easily in case I needed compost along the way. Just a couple of things to think about when you're picking the spot where you're going to put your compost bin. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop all the stuff that was on this tarp back into here to start the next process for composting later in the year or even for next year. I usually, when I'm putting a big pile together, when I'm going to dump the fresh stuff in, kind of give it a good stir first, making a hole in the middle. And I just dump it in. And then pile stuff on top. Stir the stuff around and back on top of it. And that's it. Nature will take its course, it'll start to decompose. A couple days I'll come back out and just kind of mix it all together again. Nature sure is amazing. I've been out here working all morning and Mommy and Daddy Robin have been doing a fantastic job taking care of and raising the babies. Take a look. Hey babies. Mom and Dad will be right back. Here she is. Well, for the past 20 years or so, this has been my garden. What I would do is I would take that compost, put it along the top here, till it in a touch, rake it level, and be good to go. But this year, we've moved to using a stand-up garden. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It's the stand-up garden. It's a design that I made. I can sell to you, but more importantly, I made a video so you can make it yourself. Take a look, they're right over here. Here's one of the mini versions. And right over here, that's the standard size. So this year, the idea is to make it all and plant our garden in bins in the stand-up table. No more bending over, but more importantly, no more rabbits eating all my veggies. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to till in just a little bit of the regular garden soil that I have here with the new compost. I think the compost by itself might be too strong, so I'm going to mix it with regular dirt, get a good blend, fill up these bins. All right, I had the tines set to just go a little bit down into the earth. Picked up some of that. It looks like it's getting blended in really nicely. I'm going to put it all into the bins, but I can't put it into the bins until it's in the stand-up garden because it gets way too heavy. So I'll be doing that off camera, showing you that later. Okay, I went through, I got all that composted in mixed with the regular dirt, and I put it here on the front of my garden, and I got my stand-up garden benches right here. Again, if you want to see the video of stand-up gardens, make your own, check out the link here. What now I'm going to do is I'm going to take the compost, the good dirt that I have down here, I'm going to mix it up and put it into my bins. So there you have it, the process of starting a compost bin, keeping it going over the year, creating some great dirt, and then filling up my gardens. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe.